welcome both teams to becoming Iceland and Wales women's national team.
In Spain this evening, we will go through the team news, of which there are 2 changes, in fact, from a Welsh point of view. We'll go through that in due course, but first we will have the national anthems.
And now please, hear the sound for the national anthems, starting with Wales.
The national anthems there of Iceland and of Wales, and both teams started with victories in their Pinatar Cup campaign. Iceland with a 2-0 win against Scotland, Wales with a 1-0 win against the Philippines. Lucy Silkova of the Czech Republic, once again the referee in charge of proceedings this evening, as she was for Wales against the Philippines. And as both sets of players line up for their customary photographs, we'll start with Iceland, who've made 8 changes, in fact, from that win against Scotland. Keep an eye out for the number 9, Thorvaldsdottir of PSG. No doubt will be the big target woman for the Iceland team this evening. As far as Wales are concerned, 2 changes. Laura Sullivan returns in goal. Jess Fishlock is in. You can see the number 10, not spelt right by the Pinatar people, but I can tell you that this, for her, is cap number 138. And Laura O'Sullivan in for Safia Middleton-Patel, the Manchester United goalkeeper who won her first cap against the Philippines. Sophie Ingle and Vigersdottir, Gladys Perla Vigersdottir, the captains, the respective number 4s, shaking hands and exchanging pleasantries. And alongside me, Gwennan Harris, alongside me, Simon Davies. Gwennan Harris, the former Wales international, and this should be a high-quality game. It has the makings of it, given that both teams narrowly missed out on places in the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one, Simon, actually, just to see. I think it'll be a good test to see where Wales are currently at. Obviously, as you said, disappointed not to make the World Cup, but coming up against a really strong team with a good pedigree, reached the last 4 European Championships and were desperately close from getting to the World Cup themselves. So I do think they are, at the moment, a step above Wales. It'll be interesting to see how Wales set up this evening.
Well, we wait to see what sort of formation, with the returning Jess Fishlock and Carrie Jones making way. That would perhaps suggest that Rachel Rowe is in for a wide position for Gemma Granger this evening, Gwennan.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. Take someone brave to pull Fishlock out of that middle position where I think she's most effective. But as I said, it'd be interesting to see how Wales set up and approach the game now. It'll be a completely different game from the Philippines. Don't think they'll have the time or the space on the ball, so they probably won't be dominating possession like they were on Wednesday evening.
First touch for Fishlock, and the first free kick, it only took 7 seconds. And Jess Fishlock already on the ground, and all smiles between her and Gunhilde Jonsdottir. One of 2 Jonsdottirs, the other playing on the left wing for Iceland, the number 23, Svendis Jonsdottir. First touch for Sophie Ingle, and out to Rhiannon Roberts. Mentioned that both teams were very close to World Cup qualification. Wales losing in a playoff to Switzerland. Iceland losing to Portugal by 4 goals to 1, although that probably tells only part of the story of that game, Gwennan.
Yeah, well, they had a sending off, didn't they? He was actually playing the left back this evening. I hope I'm not butchering her name here, but Gunnlaugsdottir. She was sent off after 15 minutes, so they actually took the game to extra time, but I think then they just ran out of legs and conceded 3 in the added time. And they were in a really tough group for the World Cup as well, so I think they'd be bitterly disappointed to have, well, they were favourites going into that game as well.
And losing by 4 goals to 1. Wales also losing in extra time in that game. First touch for O'Sullivan, and here's Hayley Ladd of Manchester United, and Harriet James. We saw her adopt a deep position quite often in that game against the Philippines, and she does so here again, just to pick up the ball and survey what's in front of her. As Roberts puts a foot in, but the referee brings the play back for the free kick. And the Czech referee, we actually thought had a very good game against the Philippines, and she's in charge tonight.
Well, she gave that penalty, didn't she? So I think we were happy with that one, possibly another one.
Kaylee Green putting pressure on the goalkeeper, and luckily for Iceland, Runnersdottir had a favourable bounce there. Gemma Evans, by the way, Gemma Evans winning her 50th cap this evening, but this was the chance, and it all was made by a defensive mistake and the pressure from Kaylee Green.
Yeah, well, you know what you're going to get with Kaylee Green. She'll work hard for you up top, pressurising, closing, defenders now not giving them any time on the ball, and setting the high tempo for Wales to press higher.
High ball brought down by Ingle. Fishlock to James. And a first touch for Lily Woodham. Well, you wonder if Lily Woodham, by playing the number of games that she has recently, is establishing herself in that position as part of a solid back four. We know that Roberts will play on the right. We know of the partnership of Evans and Ladd.
Well, we've tended to see Rachel Rowe adopt that position, haven't we? But obviously we've seen her play a lot higher now, and I'm pleased to see Lily Woodham get that opportunity. As I said, midweek just brings so much more options going forward. I think she's got a better balance with that left foot.
Roberts released, does well to get a cross in. Well, it was a miracle of a cross, because it did seem as though that ball was running out of play. Ball made by Fishlock.
Yeah, she did well to dig that out, didn't she, Simon? But, you know, Wales started really well on the front foot.
Gemma Evans pushing forward. Here's James. Thick of the midfield action as ever for Wales. It's all very neat and tidy, like we saw against the Philippines. Misplaced pass from Ingle, but generally speaking, Wales very adept on the floor. And with this player, Jess Fishlock, that only is enhanced. The OL Reign superstar. Lily Ladd tries to switch the play. Lovely pass from Woodham, almost releasing Rachel Rowe. And here go Iceland with Williams-Dottir. Ball over the top for Jonsdottir. Has he got the pace to run out for a goal kick? Well read by Rhiannon Roberts.
Yeah, defended well. This one, Jonsdottir here is definitely one to look out for. Plays for Wolfsburg. Really effective forward. A key member of the Wolfsburg team, actually, that's got a quarter-final of the Champions League against PSG, so he'll be coming up then against one of their fellow forwards this evening, and Valsdottir, and those two will be a real threat for our defence this evening.
Yeah, and this her 29th cap, 7 goals for Iceland. Woodham being chased down by Eriksdottir. It's cleared away as far as Vigosdottir, the captain. You can see the Welsh flags on show in Pinatar, and people wrapped up as well. It's not Spanish sunshine or a balmy summer evening in Spain. Dottir. James pushing it forward. Fishlock supporting Green as the ball is a pacey, awkward one really for runners Dottir, who will not be happy with that back pass.
Yeah, you can see they're quite awkward actually, and they're not very confident coming up from the back. Nothing in that for me in that challenge, but that's the third time already in the opening 5 minutes where they've looked really, really nervy, not comfortable playing up from the back, hence why Wales, especially with Kayleigh Green leading the line there, really keen to press high.
Roberts, Ingle, Fishlock, lovely through ball, which almost found Holland. You can always see the vision of Jess Fishlock on show.
Yeah, the idea was there. I was just thinking the position of the left back was maybe a little bit too narrow. Kerry Holland kept her width. It was a bit hard to get through there, but you could just see the mentality from Wales this evening. Pleasing to see, you know, from the goal kicks there, they're starting high.
Oh, good play. Skillful stuff from Vigosdottir, looking for Jonsdottir. Back to O'Sullivan, who will be hoping for as quiet an evening as Middleton Patel did in goal for Wales against the Philippines. Did everything that was asked of her on her opening cap, which wasn't an awful lot admittedly, but I think Laura O'Sullivan would take one of those evenings tonight. I suspect she's not going to get that quieter an evening compared to that game.
No, and you know, that's what brings up the debate, isn't it? For me, why not give Sophia Middleton Patel another opportunity to see her in a you know, a game where she's probably likely to be tested more, to see actually, you know, what is she really made of at this level? Because we all know that the talk of her, she's got a really bright prospect. We all know exactly what Laura O'Sullivan can do. However, you could tell by the team that Gemma Granger's adopted, she's gone back to her tried and tested, the ones that she seems to really trust in, with a lot of experience.
Which is fine on one point, but of course these are the sort of tournament where it's kind of ideal to bring in young players. Williams-Dottir to Gunnlaugs-Dottir. And Harry James doing the chasing here. Fishlock wins it, and there is space. Fishlock. And it's the chance for Rowe. Maybe caught in two minds, Rachel Rowe. Opened her body to try and bend it to that far post.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that Fishlock was past that. I just thought she would have backed herself. Maybe she's not as... I mean, captain comes across really well there, to be fair. And you can just see Rachel Rose leading back, but maybe just time of the season in terms of Fishlock still in a pre-season phase with the club. Confidence not flowing, but still, you know, the vision to look wide. And as I said, Rachel Rowe just leaning back a little bit too much.
We opted for precision rather than putting laces through, which you can understand in that position. And she is capable. Evans is back pass to O'Sullivan. Almost finding Fishlock. And the chance of Laura O'Sullivan from the Welsh fans in the stand.
Yeah, there's a few more made the trip across now, isn't there? With it being half-term. And hopefully, you know, quite a few there to support Gemma Evans on her 50th cap. You know, what an important player she's developed into for Wales.
Brave souls in T-shirts there, I think. You need the bucket hat for warmth.
Yeah.
But as ever, travelling and supporting the team, the Red Wall as they call them. And it was announced this week that Wales will play Northern Ireland in a game coming this April in Cardiff. Always a tough test against the Northern Irish, and a bit of a score to settle from a Welsh point of view as well.
Yeah, most definitely. But pleasing to see, you know, again, more friendlies being given to the team, and against, again, those opposition that are in the same sort of situations as Iceland, as Scotland, in and around us, usually fighting for those second places within groups, playoff places. So good experience you playing up against those type of teams yet again.
Torvaldsdottir putting pressure on O'Sullivan. Here's Lads. Opts to go long over the head of Green, who scored from the penalty spot against the Philippines. Ladd in a foot race with Jonsdottir, which he was always going to win. O'Sullivan with the heavy touch. It wasn't the best back pass to take on, in fairness, and it has resulted in a Welsh corner, in a Icelandic corner.
Yeah, as you said, it wasn't the best of passes back there. There was a fair bit of pace on it from Hayley Ladd, and I think maybe just playing in the back of her mind, Laura O'Sullivan, possibly a couple of mistakes that she made previously in those situations, and hence why maybe didn't feel she had the time to take a touch.
And it's a packed 6-yard area. O'Sullivan completely surrounded, as you can see there, and it's an in-swinger. O'Sullivan backpedaling, had to claw the ball, and eventually, I think, off Kaylee Green. If not through O'Sullivan's punch, it is out for a consecutive corner.
I think she did really well here, Simon, actually, under pressure, backpedaling. Kaylee Green alive to the situation.
You just need to get distance on it, and O'Sullivan backpedaling there, not the best position to be in when the ball is swirling in the wind. It's a safety first, and you can see by the corner flag just how swirling the wind is. In comes third corner again. It's cleared away by Woodham. Side, and Eriksdottir. In comes the cross towards that back post, away by Ingle. And a few high balls for the Welsh defence to deal with in the last few minutes. And oh dear, Kaylee Green, I hope she's okay. Well, we know she's eager to get the ball, a bit too eager there, but a dangerous spell from Iceland. Yeah, well,
if you look at the history in the last couple of games and the patterns with the Icelandic team, they don't maybe have huge amounts of possession, but what they do is they take the chances really, really well. And we've seen that midweek against Scotland. They only had 40% possession. They only had 3 shots, sorry, but 2 of them were on target, quick-fire goals. Exactly the same in the Euros. They scored in every game. So Wales will have to be wary. They might have a bit more of the ball, probably not as much as they had, as I said, against the Philippines. I think they had close to 80% against the Philippines. But they need to be wary of just how clinical, especially with those two in the attack, John Stottier and Thorvald Stottier as well, because they can be clinical finishers.
Rowe putting pressure on Eric Stottier. Kaylee Green trying to win the ball back too. James getting a foot in, but it is away from Eric Stottier. Here's Thorvald Stottier, and the break is a quick one from Iceland. Vidar Stottier. Well, Woodham wanted the throw in, it never came. Decision doesn't go their way as Eric Stottier puts the ball in. Anywhere will do for Wales.
That was good positioning from Sophie Ingle there. Exactly where you expect it to be. Close by to the defenders, but reading the play well, because that change of angle, pulling the ball back for those late midfield runners, but Ingle read the play really well.
Kaylee Green with a strong tackle, pretty uncompromising, which goes unpunished. Of course, earlier Scotland beating Philippines by 2-1. So it leaves the Pinatar Cup quite open from a Welsh point of view. If they get a victory today, obviously that puts them in pole position to win the tournament outright. But Iceland will be thinking the same thing.
Yeah, certainly, but I think Wales have been far better in the opening 15 minutes, just in terms of tempo, quickness play. So far.
Arna's Dottir. Jonas Dottir being dispossessed there. Gunnlaug's Dottir put off by Kerry Holland. Clap of encouragement from Gemma Granger, 2 years into the job. Nice little flick to Jess Fishlock, the option of Rowe, brilliant pass. Oh, it was inches away from being perfect. It was an intelligent run from Rowe, and Fishlock saw it.
Yeah, the vision, you know, from Fishlock, you know, we've said how many times before, just couldn't quite get the accuracy on the pass. But Rachel Rowe, I thought originally maybe she should have held her and kept her width, given Fishlock the opportunity, but once she committed to the run, she timed it really, really well. That run from out to in.
Free kick for Wales. There's the sliding tackle on Ann-Hara James by Eric Stottier. Plays her football in Sweden. Oh, brilliant touch from Rowe. And here's Woodham. Options in the middle, including Fishlock. Eric Stottier with the interception. Woodham with the throw. Well, we've seen some nice little touches from some of the Welsh players. That was a brilliant flick from Rachel Rowe. And earlier we saw a similar sort of move between Green and Fishlock.
Yeah, that was a lovely little first-time flick around the corner. Just pity, I think Lily Woodham just took an extra touch. Used that vision again, just not the accuracy on the pass. But what was pleasing to see as well there, actually, Simon, was Wales committing more bodies forward. They had 5 players in the box on this occasion. You know, midweek they were probably getting 2, 3 at most, so good to see that mentality, a positive attitude.
Thorvald's Dottir losing out to Evans. A bit scrappy at the moment. Wales want to just get their foot over the ball here. Woodham wins the throw. A few Icelandic flags as well in the Pinatar stands. Back to Woodham from Rowe. Well, Rachel Rowe with the back pass. Ladd saw the mistake initially. O'Sullivan has let it go. Is she going to cross the line? She isn't, but that was awfully close. Too close for comfort from a Welsh point of view. It came initially from Rowe's pass, and then Ladd played it back to O'Sullivan, who miscontrolled it.
Oh, I could barely watch that.
It was almost like watching it slow motion.
Well, she just took her eyes completely off it, as you've seen from the replay there, because her foot was nowhere near the ball. She was trying to trap it and got nowhere near it. So, you know, just a reminder. But again, the pass didn't help put Wales in trouble anyway.
Well, how about that for a pass from Fishlock to find a Rowe in space? Still with Rowe, going to go it alone. Good block from Vidarsdottir. Another attempt by Rowe. Fishlock. Well, it's been an entertaining opening 18 minutes, of which Wales have contributed a significant amount, but almost making mistakes that would give Iceland the lead. And this time Evans with the poor touch. Hayley Ladd recovering.
Yeah, not for the first time. Wales thankful to Hayley Ladd, not just this evening, but you know, so many times. Just her position is so good. Plays in that central midfield role for Man United. And you can just see, you know, the quality she possesses. At times I'd love to see her being given an opportunity in the Welsh midfield, but she plays so well. Got a good partnership with Gemma Evans in that Welsh defence, and it's a good option to have her being able to open up from the back. But they can't be reliant on her to bail them out when they're making mistakes, and quick fire mistakes that we've just seen.
Holland with a foot in. Gunnlaugsdottir conceding another throw. Holland. Ingles pass only reaching Magnusdottir. It's been a bright start. I think Wales have perhaps looked more threatening there in this opening 20 minutes than they did in the previous game.
Yeah, you wouldn't say that the Icelandic team have created anything major. You know, anything that they have created has come from a Welsh error, whereas Wales actually have shown some neat touches at times in the final third. And again, just as we said before, it's just about that quality, that composure, choosing the right option, the weight of the pass in the final third.
Rachel Rowe went up for it. Eriksdottir seen an awful lot of the ball on that Icelandic right and tried that through ball to Jonsdottir. But with her moving forward, there's space for Woodham. James looking for Green. Iceland ranked 16th in the world. Runners-up in last year's She Believes Cup in the United States, which was won by the USA, in fact. But when you consider that Czech Republic and New Zealand were also the opposition in that tournament, that was certainly not a bad showing. Runner-up in the Algarve Cup in 2011, but have never qualified for the World Cup.
Oh, you're rolling back the years there. 2011, I think even I was playing in that competition. Feels like a lifetime ago.
And that was a big deal, wasn't it? The Algarve Cup is Pinatar Cup as well.
Well, what you see now is all the nations making their own type of cup. So England have got the Arnold Cup. Obviously America have got the She Believes Cup, Pinatar Cup. So it used to be the Cyprus Cup and the Algarve Cup, and a lot of teams used to go to that. So it was like a 12-team tournament.
Iceland did compete in last year's European Championships, third in a group which also consisted of France and Belgium, who went through in that group, so it was always going to be difficult.
Yeah, they did really well in the Euros, actually. You know, they scored in every game, and they actually took the lead in the opening two games. bright start against Belgium and Italy, and then actually it was a really late goal against France. It was like I think it was like 102nd minute. There was so much time added on a penalty. But I think they surprised a few people. But you can see defensively they're pretty resolute in their shape and their position. But then they rely on going a little bit longer, and those good forwards, those threatening forwards that they've got, they don't really want to dominate the ball, dominate possession, and play through the units as much as other teams, especially as we've seen with the likes of France in the Euros.
Well, football has gained more popularity in recent years, what with the success of the men's team as well. Fishlock is free here. Green in the middle. Gunnlaugsdottir has done well to chase Fishlock back, but Fishlock's done well to break through. Wins the corner.
Yeah, and again, Simon, that's all come from the Icelandic mistakes at the back. They just do not look comfortable playing out. Wales pressing high. And then Fishlock just using her body. She rolls her body really, really well. She's so hard to get off the ball in those situations.
And this 138th cap. Well, Rihanna Roberts, I think, is looking at the referee and saying, I think there's a bit of a shirt pull here. The referee has waved away that protest, and it's Anhara James with the corner. A floated delivery, and again it hits the top of the net. I say again because we saw that plenty against the Philippines.
Yeah, when you're in that situation, it's disappointing, you know, not to just get the ball in an area of play where, as we always say, Wales can attack it. But there always seems to be a real strong wind out in this arena.
Safety first from Ladd. I think, well, Iceland and Eiríksdóttir wanted to take the throw in very quickly. Instead, Jónsdóttir has come across to take this. It may be a long one. Blue shirts pouring forward here. Jónsdóttir up against Woodham. Side netting. Wasn't really a cross in the end. And Laura Sullivan in a crouched position here, and, well, this is a worrying sight. Holding her ankle, as you can see there. And she's calling for the medical team. Now, this can't be good. Laura Sullivan, not the type of player to go down on her own accord unless something was really bothering her.
Yeah, she didn't suffer from any injuries at all. It's hard to see from those pictures whether she did it earlier on, maybe when she was chasing back. Be interesting to see what Wales will do from this situation. You know, if she is to come off, I'm under the understanding that I think Gemma Granger wants to give all three of the goalkeepers the opportunity to play in this tournament. So it'll be interesting to see if she brings Olivia Clark on a bit earlier.
Yeah, Olivia Clark, who we don't see an awful lot of, although she has won 5 caps. And Middleton Patel, who won her first cap against the Philippines. Maybe a muscular injury here. I'm with you, Gwen, and I don't think there seemed anything wrong there. There was a slight collision with the post, but I don't think it was... Perhaps it was something earlier. I certainly hope that O'Sullivan is okay. I don't think Gemma Granger is the type of manager to take any risks. Well, a big call then for the Welsh bench, and they'll be keeping a close eye, I'm sure, on their goalkeeper, who is going to play on. Well, she's been a regular part of this Welsh team, not just under Gemma Granger, but under Jane Ludlow as well. Plays for Cardiff City. Here's Kerry Holland up against Gunnlaugsdottir. Good defending. Of course, if that happened in any other area of the pitch, it may be construed as obstruction, but I think she did enough to use strength to win the goal kick. Yeah,
it's just good defending, good 1v1 defending, getting her body in the way. I think because Kerry Holland's slightly ahead of her at the start. What she wants to try and do is get the ball across her so that she can get across, and then if there is any touch, she's going to go down. because the ball runs fairly straight away from her, gives her the opportunity to get back into that defensive position, uses her closer leg well to shield and get herself between Holland and the ball.
Eriksdottir being chased by Rowe, and the pursuit was a successful one. Wales win the ball back. Evans gives it away, but wins it back again. Wales haven't looked as slick in the last few minutes as perhaps they did earlier in this game. Need to get back to that confident passing style again. Just seems a bit rushed at the moment. Green. Well, Holland putting pressure there on Ersdottir, who I don't think knew that Holland was behind her.
Well, all good footballers should be scanning, so she should have been aware. Should have been checking the shoulder. You know, you should be looking at the scanning the pitch regularly, so that you've got ever-changing pictures in front of you. So when the ball does come to you, whether you're expecting it or not, you know what's around you. That awareness, but yeah, I've said before that they look really uncomfortable and vulnerable playing out from the back.
James ran out of room and could go in the referee's book here. I think it's just a bit of a talking to. She ran out of room there, James, and
well, it's just a heavy touch, and we've seen that now from quite a few of the Wales players. That first touch has been a poor one when it's bounced away from them. Maybe a sign, a few of those players, and Hannah James being one, not been playing regularly of late for their club side. Just trying to get back into that.
The pedantic
sharpness.
Jess Fishlott wanting the ball taken for the free kick taken from exactly the right place. And she gets her wishes. Well, fair enough. Rules are rules. And the referee, I think, saying to Jess, I'm the referee, not you, but the free kick has to be taken in the right place. Well, it got away in the end, the referee. That's a clever free kick. And it's Gunnlaugsdottir.
That old trick though, Simon, I think every player's done it. You stand in that position, and there's usually the spray now, isn't there? But you stand in that position, and as soon as they move away, you just creep forward anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. And you've seen Kerry Holland do it then, just trying to gain any little advantage that you can.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point of the vanishing spray these days. It seemed to have eradicated that, but there we go. Here's Rowe. James, got away with that one. Skipped round Williamsdottir. And Wales work it down that left. Rowe couldn't find Woodham. The quality of the game in the last 5 minutes has dropped slightly. Evans won the ball back well after initially losing it, but Wales being sloppy in possession at the moment. Jeered on by those Welsh fans in the stand. We haven't seen the Icelandic clap, the Viking thunderclap yet. If anything, just for them to keep warm.
Yeah, it does look cold up there.
Rowe rides one tackle, gets round a second. Here's James. Straight pass into Green didn't work out, and John Stott here breaks forward. And Wales have to start again.
Yeah, just quality of passing into each other as well has got to be better. Times when you're not under any pressure, there's no excuse for not playing to the safe foot, closest foot. No.
Welsh throw. And Rhiannon Roberts may come across to take this. Ingle as well coming into shot at the top of your screen there. Well, Holland tried the turn after the initial nutmeg. Gunnlaugsdottir, who's defensively done her job on that left-hand side so far. It's been an interesting battle between her and Kerry Holland. James. What have you made of things so far, Gwenan? 32 minutes gone, 0-0.
Yeah, I think Wales will be relatively pleased with, you know, as I said, limiting the Iceland to those opportunities that have only really come from the mistakes. But disappointed with, you know, themselves in the final third when they've had those 2 opportunities, I'd say.
Green looking for Rowe. Rowe being chased over by Vidarsdottir. Fishlock. Nice pass to Ingle. Wales desperate to find a way through here. And much like the Philippines, Iceland have put up an organised defensive resistance. Rowe. The option of James and... There's no doubt with Jess Fishlock on the pitch. Oh, that's a lovely pass into Holland! Well, I was about to say the quality of the final pass is improved with Fishlock on the pitch, but it was Rachel Rowe who put that on a plate for Kerry Holland.
Yeah, it's a brilliant ball, but you see Fishlock attracting, with her movement to deep, she was attracting Anna Dottir out of position, which then allowed Kerry Holland to make that run from out to in, and just as, you know, as I say, it's a pattern of the Welsh play, just lack of composure in front of goal. I think she could have possibly even taken a touch. But what I would say is that there's a good opportunity created. I think Wales were lacking real opportunities midweek. I didn't think that they really created a huge amount of opportunities. They've created 1 or 2 really good ones this evening already.
Johnsdottir being chased by Ladd. Johnsdottir in on goal. Tremendous tackle by Gemma Evans. And it needed to be timed perfectly.
Oh, that was an outstanding block by Gemma Evans. You know, she was hoping that Hayley Ladd would be able to get there. We know the pace from Johnsdottir. And then she made the decision to come across. I thought Johnsdottir might go herself, actually. Probably the best option for her was to go herself, but unselfish play. And Gemma Evans on her 50th cap. You know, bailing Wales out.
It is a corner, which Wales have to defend, but what a challenge that was from the new half-centurion. They've gone short, Iceland. A wild cross at the end. I think won't be kept in by Johnsdottir, or will it? Well, Kaylee Green has gone down here. It's difficult to see from our pictures exactly what happened on that touchline. I assume we will have a replay very soon, but Kaylee Green coming off the worst of that challenge. Brighton Hove Albion striker who getting her 69th cap this evening. This is what happened, Gwenan. It was just an awkward landing of her foot, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there was a twist in there as she tried to win the ball. As you said, it's hard to see from the pictures that we've been given here, but you know, while there is a break in play, actually, it's just, I think, important to talk about a couple of things, important things that have come up in Welsh football over the last couple of months. Obviously, the equal pay, huge step. You know, I think Sophie Ingle said midweek, you know, it's maybe not about the actual money, but about the principle of the FAW, ensuring that young females will get the same opportunities, and that's been the same across a lot of things. You know, the travel, the preparation that these girls have, but also as well Laura McAllister, who I think has been in the news this week, and is standing unopposed for the UEFA Executive Committee, so hopefully that'll get approved next month. She'll be the first Welsh person to be there. That's a huge step. Just the importance of having females in decision-making positions. And former international Kelly Davis actually He's become the chair of the new Cymru Football Foundation. So some really big changes off the field, which are just as important as the ones that we're seeing on the field as well.
Yeah, huge congratulations to Laura, former Wales captain, of course, former chair of Sport Wales, and held all sorts of positions in academia that certainly over my head, but
Yeah.
we'll...
You definitely want her on your pub quiz team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And one thing that strikes me, actually, we talk about Laura McAllister and a lot of the players who paved the way for these players out on the pitch now, is that there doesn't seem to be any bitterness about what these players are getting and have got. I think there's just this celebration that, you know, the equal pay, that women are in the spotlight in the footballing world now.
Yeah, the spray's back, but it's not very good. But yeah, I think the word legend or pioneer is used too often these days, but Laura McAllister is certainly a pioneer of the female game and just paved the way for many.
Lily Woodham with a free kick, looking for Evans, heads it down to Green. Well, the whistle went anyway, and Gemma Evans on her 50th cap. How lovely it would be for her to find the net, but she nodded it down, cushioned header for Kaylee Green, but she was offside. Yeah,
offside, but good header back across, actually, the right decision. A wild stab at it from Green, but she's in the right areas, looking for that second ball, second phase.
Driven forward to Rhiannon Roberts, up with John Stottier. The other forward there, Toval Stottier, who just came into picture, we've hardly mentioned, which I think is a compliment to the Welsh defence, the PSG forward.
Yeah, I don't think the Icelandic team are getting the best out of her so far, are they? But credit to the Wales team. I think they're winning possession of the ball at times higher up the pitch, forcing the Icelandic team into errors. Just can both teams then be a little bit better in possession, keep control of the ball, put a few phases together.
Roberts' free kick ending up with Evans.
Wales definitely trying to utilise their full-backs a bit more in this game, I'd say, than the previous game. Seen them pushing up higher, seen that one of the midfielders then dropping into the full-back position to get on the ball.
Fishlock to Rowe. Just went behind Fishlock on the return pass. Well, we've seen a very unselfish performance from Jess Fishlock. I think in areas where we would expect her perhaps to shoot, she has looked for the pass instead.
Yeah, I think that was the right option that time as well, Simon. Actually, it was just the ball back into it was given without even looking at. I think it's just those bits, you know, that quality, taking care of possession, taking care of the pass, quality of the pass. Is it going to the the right foot? Are you helping your teammate out with those passes? Seems to be questionable at the moment, but as I said, Wales, I feel, playing better than they were midweek.
James. Still going. Pass it to Rowe. Spilt by the goalkeeper, but it was a good move from Wales, and in particular, Anne-Harriet James, and it's not finished yet. Fishlock tried the dinked pass towards Rachel Rowe, and Iceland, I think, just happy to get it away anywhere.
Oh, do you know, really pleased to see Anne-Harriet James getting forward. You know, there's more to a game than just sitting and holding and making that late run, and then the ball back, she changes the angle on it, and a great run across from Rachel Rowe. She does well, she gets good connection on it.
Holland with the interception, and this is a chance. Good block on the near post, enough from Anna Dottir And that's got the Welsh fans going.
Yeah, just seeing Angharad pull the ball back, they're changing the angles. Great ball back and a good piece of play from Rachel Rowe, making that run to the penalty spot. I think she probably would have looked to have aimed for the far corner, but good positioning from both Icelandic defenders, actually just cutting that option off.
Lily Woodham with the delivery here. It's high, it's swirling, keeper in trouble. Wales trying to force it over through Rhiannon Roberts, but Runnersdottir wasn't comfortable with that cross.
That's why I love seeing an in-swinging corner. So good to see Lily Woodham taking it this time. And just with that wind, she's done really well there, Runnersdottir, under real pressure, backpedaling as well. We saw Laura O'Sullivan have a similar save to make early on in the first half. But yeah, I just love seeing an in-swing. I just think it gives a greater option.
Roberts needs support here. Has it in Ladd. Left-footed cross in towards Fishlock. Drops to Ingle. Fishlock on the turn. And this is a good finish to the first half for Wales, with half-time looming. Another wicked cross. Green the target. Rachel Rowe, the 45 nearly up. We didn't see any first half injury time against the Philippines, so Wales will be keen to get this in the penalty area very quickly. Have less than 30 seconds to do so.
Well, they scored a roundabout now, didn't they, against the Philippines? So I think there'll be a couple of minutes time with the injuries to Laura Sullivan and Kaylee Green.
Woodham. Here's Rachel Rowe. Rachel Rowe, well, right-footed cross at the end. It's a shame after all that build-up, the quality on the delivery wasn't there. Wales still have possession there with Evans. 2 minutes of added time. Ingle to Fishlock. Deflected efforts. Runnersdottir did well with Kaylee Green coming in.
Yeah, good pass from Sophie Ingle into the feet of Fishlock. Good first touch out with feet. See, she's trying to drive it towards the far post.
Ingle puts it out for an Icelandic throw.
Yeah, just see Runnersdottir getting back in time there, but
the referee having a word with Johnsdottir. Not taking any messing, this referee. Gunnlaugsdottir. And Johnsdottir, well, the ball driven to her was way over hit. And a chance, I'm sure, in the second half, like we saw in the game against the Philippines, for a few changes. Gemma Granger doesn't tend to make them early in the second half, that's for sure, we know that.
I'm not sure how many she'll make this game, if I'm honest. That's why I was actually really disappointed not to see, players like Elise Hughes being given more of an opportunity, given more time against the Philippines. I think if you look at, the three teams that Wales face, this would be, on rankings-wise, the hardest team to face, hence why she's gone with the strongest team, strongest starting 11.
Well, that's half-time, and it's been entertaining stuff. Wales have come close on a few occasions, forcing a few saves from the goalkeeper Runnersdottir. Most recently, that corner kick, that swirling delivery from Lily Woodham, causing all sorts of issues. But at half-time in Pinatar, Wales on the front foot, but not finding the breakthrough just yet. It is Wales 0, Iceland 0.
Solo faltaría que asesinara a los dos que están subiendo y bajando y estaríamos contentos. Por lo menos para seguir.
And welcome back to this Pinatar Cup coverage of Wales against Iceland. No goals so far. And we await to see if there will be any changes from either side. We don't tend to see them from Gemma Granger, the Wales manager, although she could surprise us. And I've noticed one change. Nope. Apologies, I thought that Williams Dottir was coming on, but she did start the first half. There we are, that's my mistake out of the way. Plenty of mistakes from the Welsh point of view as well, as we're counting players here, Gwen and Harris. I think overall Gemma Granger will be pleased, but a few misplaced passes here or there and a few defensive mistakes as well.
Yeah, I was counting the players, but I also just spotted Akara James's little brother, I'm sure he's in the crowd. Yes, as you said, some mistakes that they'll be looking to eradicate from their game. Sloppy mistakes, which we actually haven't become accustomed to with Wales. They're defensively pretty solid. Whether that be it's a friendly competition or what, but standards when you're playing at international level need to be higher, so expect them to go from their game in the second half.
First corner of this second half, and it goes Iceland's way. Williams Dottir. Just central delivery, and it's an awkward one for Wales to deal with. John Dottir up against Kaylee Green. It's another high one. Wales haven't dealt with Eric Dottir's header into the hands of Laura O'Sullivan.
Yeah, just going back to that point defensively, only on one occasion have Wales conceded more than 2 goals, and that was actually in Gemma Granger's very first game against Canada, who went on to win the Olympics. And we all know about the fight that they've got at the minute with the Canadian FA, but past that, I think Wales have only conceded 2 goals then against France and then Switzerland. So every other game they've conceded 1 or less, which just goes to show how steady, how dependable, solid they've been defensively. And we've known that for a long while. Building off Jarmo Matikainen and Jane Ludlow brought the team on, especially getting that 0-0 draw away to England back in 2017-18. Can Wales take that next step? We're still struggling to see Wales just take that next step in the attacking third and really put teams away.
Well, we mentioned in the previous game, in the previous commentary, of the partnership of Ladd and Evans in particular at centre-back. As Rhiannon Roberts has been a staple at right-back. Maybe Lily Woodham now will establish herself as the full-time left-back, all in front of Laura O'Sullivan. So that familiar back four has helped in recent games under Gemma Granger. But those two in particular have been the rock of this Wales defence.
Yeah, they haven't touched wood, in terms of professionalism. They look after themselves really, really well as well, so they don't miss many games, which is important to get that continuity, to build that partnership, which they have done really well.
Gemma Evans has come a long way since her first cap tonight, her 50th, the Reading player. A journey which has taken her from Cardiff, Yeovil, Bristol. Initially from the Rhondda, of course. Did a degree at the University of South Wales. And an interview with her can be seen on the BBC Sport Wales website. She talks about her pride of winning that 50th cap.
Well, she definitely hasn't lost her accent, has she? Her goals play a trade in England.
Yep, good to see. Well, Iceland have come out of the starting blocks quicker than Wales here. Although the flag has gone up and the referee's going to display a yellow card here.
I think she just tried to block the throw, if I'm honest. And from what I could see originally, Kerry Holland, ever competitive individual who's brought a lot since she's come to this Wales side under Gemma Granger. A lot of energy. You'll see that as well when she represents her club side, Liverpool.
Although we see confirmation of the yellow card for Kerry Holland and a free kick to Iceland. It's a flat trajectory on the ball. John Dottir, the intended target. Vida's Dottir with a back pass, and that's letting Kaylee Green, who has options here. Fishlock, one of them. Fishlock shots. Easy one for runners Dottir to deal with in the end.
Yeah, so those are the situations, Simon, that we've talked about. Look, you see there's 4 on 3, 4 on 2 really, and then that weight of pass and the accuracy of the pass from Green, it was so slow behind Fishlock. Gives the Icelandic defence time to get back into their shape better, and Wales lose the options, and just, you know, without sounding like negative Nelly all the time, but just in those situations, Wales have to be better if we're going to qualify for a major tournament in the future, because, as we said, this is the type of team that Wales will probably be battling up against on regular occasions, be it in the group stage, you know, to win the group or to go through via playoffs.
Was Sullivan's goal kick. The header was won by Magnus Dottir instead of Green. Wales have been slow to get things going in the second half. Eriks Dottir's cross went for the low one, and Gemma Evans finding Anhara James. Green, Holland's away, needs to find room. Kerry Holland, not far away. There was the option of Fishlock, who does applaud the attempt on goal.
Oh, better quick play from Wales, all started with a great positioning from Gemma Evans to get out that cross. Good way to pass through from Kaylee Green. Yeah, I did wonder there, you know, I like the attitude when you see a sight on goal to shoot, but when you've got a player in a far better position, just roll the ball across, and again, to that decision making. I've got to be honest, I'm surprised there that Jess Fishlock hasn't, you know, she was really supportive, wasn't she? I'm surprised. If that was maybe a qualifier, I think she probably would have given her a few chosen words, just in terms of the fact that she was basically in a far better position without anybody around her.
How would you have reacted as a striker?
I would have got mental. But there's nothing wrong with that, you know. I think obviously there's a way of speaking to players, but you know, without that constructive criticism and feedback, you know, how do you improve? I think at senior level you've got to get used to that as well. Just body language and way of talking. That was actually nice to see Fishlock encouraging, using experience in that situation.
Well, she certainly established herself as part of this Welsh team, Kerry Holland. Woodham. Yeah, Iceland will still be hurting from that defeat to Portugal. That was 4-1 in round 2 of the playoffs. So heartbreaking when you get so close, and Wales know all about that. Having beaten Bosnia in that first leg and then losing out in Switzerland. Offside flag against Kerry Holland here. And still in limbo, really, about the next qualifiers, because draw hasn't been made yet. I mean, they should take place then in September. We were saying this off air earlier.
Yeah, well, the draw hasn't even been made yet on where it's been held, which is meant to be being done in the next couple of months. So you would expect to see the games beginning in September. That's what usually happens. But I think they've got that year, haven't they? Obviously, with it being the World Cup as well this summer. So
Wales surely would fancy their chances of qualifying for the European Championships.
yeah, they've got that year, haven't they? Because obviously the Euros was pushed back a year because of COVID, so it won't be taking place till 2025, and that's why they're going to start the year after.
Eriks Dottir. Well, Woodham calmly playing it to Evans. Evans took a touch there. I'm not sure if that was needed. And it's put Wales under pressure. Well, no harm done in the end, as it is a Welsh throw, but it's those little things that sometimes can cost you so much.
I think it's just about being, you know, obviously Wales under Gemma Grainger have tried to be a little bit more positive in playing out from the back at times. I think we lost our way a little bit with that, actually, in the World Cup campaign towards the end. But it's about knowing the right times and the right areas as well. For me, you know, if you're under severe pressure constantly and you haven't any options, well, you're better off trying to turn the other team around and just relieve that pressure. However, different coaching philosophies and everyone has a different opinion, and that's the beauty of the game.
Roberts finds Fishlock. He sat up nicely. Here's Rowe. It's worth a shot. Corner kick.
Yeah, good to see Rachel Rose in those situations, 1v1. And she can go both ways. She is more favoured on her right foot. We've seen her cut back a lot there. She can use her left foot at times. Fishlock's trying to create a bit of space for her by going on the overlap there, just to take defender away.
First corner kick of the second half for Wales. Too many red shirts in that penalty area. Van Harry James to find. It's not a bad delivery though. He wasn't spoilt for choice.
I think both teams have just tried to put it somewhere in that 6-yard box, haven't they? Put the goalkeepers under pressure. We've seen Laura O'Sullivan and Mynwent Dottir both having to backpedal at times to deal with those corners.
Rowe on the turn. Done well. She's still going. Ingle gives away the free kick. She'll be booked for this. Swung her leg out. Not out of malice, but I think just to try and make a decent contact with the ball.
But yeah, she just mistimes it, doesn't she? Don't think there's a huge amount in it, but the way the game is now, players make the most of challenges.
Wales' captain in the book, Sophie Ingle of Chelsea. Well, Iceland were calling for the free kick. Instead, it's a foot race between Mynwent Dottir and Evans, the two number 3s. And the referee's going to have to sort something out here. And just out of shot, we'll see it now. Lily Woodham is down. It's been a real contest between her and Eriksdottir on that Icelandic right.
Yeah, it has. She's just left a mark on her there. I think she's done well actually this evening, Lily Woodham.
Another really composed player. Again, only 22 years of age, so that's time on her side. Eriksdottir, 20 years of age. Sorry, 22 years of age, this her 21st cap. And here she is on the ball now against Evans. Good build-up play this from Iceland. Torvaldsdottir. Free kick on Ingle.
I think Ingle was a little bit lucky there because before she just jumps on the ball. And having just been booked, that was running a bit of a risk there, just in case, obviously, the referee wasn't going to give anything. But yeah, going back to your point earlier.
Well, it's Rachel Rowe on the attack. And Ingle in support. And it's just that final bit. And it's with Hayley Ladd, and you were saying, Gwenanne?
Yeah, just going back to your point about the age of the Icelandic team, you know, they have made a lot of changes. I think Wales have probably put out their strongest team this evening for this game. As I say, there's a fair few maybe missing for the Icelandic team. Talk about Brynjarsdóttir, Gunnarsdóttir as well, who, you know, she's done a lot for the game of late, especially and with that battle on maternity claim against Leon. You know, a huge moment for the women's game. So yeah, there's quite a few of them that I'd say that are missing at the moment. So you'd look and expect them to make changes.
Yeah, Gunnarsdóttir, the record cap holder for Iceland on 147, and Gemma Granger about to make a change. As Ingle picks it up, looks for Holland. Tough to keep this in. It hits the corner flag, and it's still in for Kerry Holland here. Good cross towards Rowe on that back post. Well, luck was on her side with the corner flag, but the final delivery was excellent.
You've got to play the whistle, haven't you, Cyrus? You just show away there, you know, the whole ball's got to be out. She plays the whistle. It's a really good ball across as well. Fair play from Cahill. Rachel Rowe has to bust the gut there to get to that back post. As a forward player, someone at the front post run, someone making that back post run.
Wales will have to wait to make their change, or I think they want to get this corner kick done first. Rachel Rowe this time towards that near post, towards Kaylee Green. It's another corner. Put behind by Gunnarsdóttir. And a triumvirate of changes for Iceland as well on the way. Cleared away towards James. Here's Woodham. Trying to hook it back over to Rachel Rowe. Did make its way to Fishlock. And frustratingly for Wales, the attack stops and Iceland have it back. Late challenge will be a free kick, and I think it will give both teams the time to make changes. Jónsdóttir just getting up back on her feet after that challenge from Evans.
Another good delivery, just you're making the goalkeeper Gunnarsdóttir work, putting her under pressure.
And Hannah Kane, we saw her come on against the Philippines, a player who I think excites Welsh fans and what she can bring in the future. Hannah Kane of Leicester and Jess Fishlock making way. And we mentioned in the previous commentary how great it is to see Hannah back. After all that initial promise, we saw her briefly against Estonia, then she suffered that awful ACL injury.
Yeah, she did, Simon. I don't think we're ever expecting Fishlock to be playing a full game. As I said, you know, she's still in her pre-season phase with her club side, OL Reign in Seattle. But really pleasing to see Hannah Kane being given another opportunity. Looks like she's coming onto the left-hand side of the forwards, with Rachel Rowe now slotting back in like we saw midweek into that number 10 position.
And for Iceland, Thorvaldsdóttir, Eriksdóttir and Vilhjálmsdóttir making way. And on come Diljá Zomas, Brynjarsdóttir, who you mentioned a bit earlier on, one of the experienced campaigners in this Icelandic camp, and Kristinsdóttir, who scored twice against Scotland. So 3 changes for Iceland. And actually, probably the key change is Kristinsdóttir going up front in place of Thorvaldsdóttir, who we barely mentioned in commentary in that first half.
Yeah, she didn't get much of the ball, she didn't get much service. But some big players coming on. Plenty of experience, plenty of goals as well.
Header away by Rhiannon Roberts. Iceland throw. Still we await the first goal. Both teams eyeing the top position in the Pinatar group. Iceland have Philippines next, Wales play Scotland. Runners Dottir took a chance. Found Viggers Dottir though. Foul by Kristens Dottir on Ingle, who wants to take the free kick quickly up towards Hannah Kane, who is taking up a wide position. I think it's Rachel Rowe coming in field.
Yeah, she is. She's on the left-hand side, Simon, with Rachel Rowe then filling in that number 10 attacking midfielder role. I'd like to see them all being able to interlink, if I'm honest. I think a couple of times we've seen that already in the game, especially for that chance with Kerry Holland coming off her wing when Kaylee Green had drifted to the left-hand side. I just think it's good to see, it's good play, and it just gives more options, more attacking licence for the forwards, and I'd like to see Hannah Kane adopting more of a central role at times, because I think she's a really dynamic forward with two great feet.
Here's Rhiannon Roberts. I think Hayley Ladd will help it back on its way. O'Sullivan, it was a bounce that she had to deal with. Thankfully, Hayley Ladd was there because it wasn't the most convincing of back passes. Here's Hannah Kane, Woodham in space.
It's asking a bit much there. Yeah, I just think Rhiannon Roberts actually could have gone forward. You know, she had a bit of time. Just as you say, that I mentioned it midweek, the mentality of all the players to play forward, be brave, be bold, play through the lines.
Hannah Kane with a late challenge, upsetting the Icelandic bench there. This is her third cap, Hannah Kane, of Leicester City. We mentioned that she made her debut, that was October 2021 against Estonia. Viggers Dottir.
What's interesting, Simon, when I was trying to do a bit of research, was that actually the Icelandic female participation of the game is 30% there overall, so obviously the boys have 70%, which is way above Wales at the minute, only on 14%. So I think it's something that, you know, I think Wales aspire to be up at those levels. You know, they've got a female president as well, vice president, so you know, for a small nation, they really are doing well. They've reached the last 4 European Championship finals in a row. So they're the type of model that Wales will want to be, you know, trying to, not copy, because you've got to do it in the right way, but trying to reach the same levels.
It's a high percentage, isn't it, when you consider as well, handball is massive in Iceland, and that's what I suppose the main competing sport is in that part of the world. But as you say, football's popularity in recent years helped as well by the success of the men's team as well.
Well, Wales has actually gone up. It was only in 2018, it was at 9%, it's gone up 6% in that time, and I think actually probably below 2018 would be a lot lower, because Wales had a fair bit of success in that World Cup qualifying campaign. But just, yeah, interesting to see the statistics around other countries and their models and the way they do things.
O'Sullivan. Distance on that clearance. She was being closed down by Jonsdottir.
Yeah, I think for me that maybe I'm being super critical, but for me that with the way that she's being closed down, she's got to be able to use her left foot, and then you could try and attempt to keep it in play.
Zomers with the tackle, and here is Kristens Dottir. Gemma Evans there. You just about see, I think a cameraman was in the way there. I think it's an Icelandic throw. Well, that sleeve in the way, sort of blocking our view, but I think it's a source of pride for a defender, isn't it, to keep a clean sheet as much as it is for a goalkeeper, and she will want to do that on her 50th cap, Gemma Evans. Free kick.
I think we're on play cam for a minute then, Simon.
The director listened to my sleeve comment there. Well, that was the incident. Kaylee Green pushed to the back, clear free kick. And this game needs a goal. It needs a bit of inspiration, Gwenan.
It certainly does. No, Wales, well, they had that little spell, didn't they? They had 2 chances in a row, and it's quieted down since then. Well, as I said, they'd be happy that they created more chances. You know, against the Philippines, Wales had 79% possession, yet of that 79%, they only had 3 shots on target. And so, you know, I think they've done better this evening. I think they have created more opportunities, but again, just been a bit wasteful.
Here's Woodham. Trying to get round Zomers, who's struggling to keep up with Lily Woodham of Reading. Green. Got Kane to her left, but goes it alone. Found room to cross. And Roberts now up against Johnsdottir. Did well. But Hayley Ladd covering the full-back, as all good centre-backs do, and just slowing down the taking of the throw as well. I mean, it's little things like that that you notice a player's experience.
Yeah, I was just going to say, just experience, know-how of the game. I don't think they're in any rush because Johnsdottir's got, well, she normally launches it.
She could cross it here. Johnsdottir's delivery's not a bad one. In towards the captain, Vigersdottir. No, what she was trying to was a typical defender inside the penalty box. Don't want to speak too soon as another cross comes in, but it was blocked by Woodham on that occasion. Yeah, it was an interesting technique. Leave it to the strikers, possibly. Johnsdottir, well, she can launch it, and in it goes. Flicked on by Vigersdottir. Away by Harrod James. Back in towards Ingle. Vigersdottir, flicked on. Cleared away by Hayley Ladd, and it needed to be because Kristiansdottir, who's got a brace against Scotland, was lurking.
Yeah, good positioning, and just reading the play again from Hayley Ladd.
Here's Ingle. Looking for Kane. Kane could still get it here. Kelly Green does. Hayley Ladd again. We run out of superlatives sometimes. Just such a classy defender. Creates space for herself. Never panics.
Oh, I can remember her stepping into the first team squad, and she's just as laid back on the ball and off the pitch as well then as she is now. Just, you know when you've got a good player because they've got time on the ball, and she's definitely one of those.
That's the old cliche, a Rolls Royce of a player. The overused term. James has given it away, and when scrambling to get it back, gives away the free kick, and she'll be frustrated with that.
Yeah, just that first touch again, it's been heavy a few times. This evening she covered so much ground. She made that great run in the first half of the pull-back. Just a few little occasions where the first touch has been heavy and put herself under pressure. The same could be said about many others of the Welsh side as well.
Well, it's some distance out, this free kick, but Vigersdottir is in space. It's not a bad delivery at all. Wales are going to be careful here. Goes out for the goal kick, not a corner. Off the head, according to the referee, of Kristiansdottir.
Yeah, I think with a cross like this, it's just been hung up in their nets. You've got to generate quite a fair bit of power on it, which is really difficult skill to make. Now, Vigersdottir is good in the air. She scored 5 goals, I think, in the league. I think she's got 3 in the cup as well. She's got 8 goals for West Ham this season. She's always a threat, but it is a hard skill to make when the ball's just chucked in like that. There's not much pace in the cross.
You can see at the bottom of your screen there, Iceland about to make another change. Kristín Halldórsson, the coach, calling a player across. In the meantime, Wales can't get on the ball here. Brynjarsdóttir has found Jónsdóttir in space. It's the step over. James goes in with the tackle. Still with Jónsdóttir. Found room to shoot. But O'Sullivan, I think, could always see it going wide.
Well, I think Wales will be quite happy to be restricting shots from this distance. You can see, you know, they've got so many bodies back.
Well, here comes the change, and it's Amanda Jakobsen Andradóttir. As Rihanna Roberts thumps it away. Clearance from Roberts. Last 15 minutes, and the Pinatar Cup, I think, is wide open, it's fair to say. A goal could change everything, but it stays like this. Both teams go into their final games in contention to win the tournament.
I think if it stays like this, Wales will actually be happy in terms of, you know, before the game. If you look at the rankings, you look at the history, look at the form maybe of both sides, Wales would be happy with a 0-0 draw. However, when you look at the starting 11s, say the Icelandic team are at their full strength side in comparison to the Welsh side, but they'll be happy. There's so many aspects that they can take from today, which I think has been an improvement from midweek.
Holland tricks the cross, feigns the shot, and then wins the corner.
However, it always boils back down, I think, with Wales, with that final third. Kay Holmes put a couple of great balls into the box this evening, but I felt when she cut back then, she just had the space to do that on her left foot. Just have the confidence in your ability to pick someone out, even if it's on your weaker foot. However, she has won a corner.
And we know that Lily Woodham has got a great left foot. But has been stopped by the referee, who has seen something that she doesn't like. Having a word with Kaylee Green here. All very amusing for Gwennon Harris, who's seen this all before as a striker.
Yeah, I just wouldn't mess with Kaylee Green, to be honest.
A lot of jostling inside that penalty area. It was actually Kaylee Green who went down. I think there was too much in it. Take two for Woodham on the corner kick. Look at Evans! It's another corner, but on her 50th cap, Gemma Evans close to marking it with a goal.
Well, it was obviously a planned routine there. You can see by the way she made the run towards the ball and then peeled round the back. Pity she just couldn't quite get the connection, as you said. What a moment that would have been on her 50th cap.
Rachel Rowe this time with a corner. The ball finally placed on the corner arc by Rachel Rowe, whose corner is an in-swinger. Keeper did very well. Full marks to Runnersdottir, who managed to catch that with a number of players packed around her.
Oh, that's excellent goalkeeping. You're under pressure at full stretch to hang on to that ball as well when she's gone.
Kind of a lost art, isn't it, in goalkeeper, just catching the ball from corners, because we see punches and that can be fine if you get distance on it, but
yeah, I agree actually, Simon. It's just a lot safer. Well, I thought she did really well, considering that she was basically vertical at one, horizontal at one point because of the way that she was lifted in the air. But I think it breeds confidence as well. You know, even as a forward player when I was playing, when your goalkeeper was commanding of an area, confident to come like that, it just instills an air of confidence in you.
Lovely move this from Wales, from Kane to Rowe. Woodham behind her, back heel to Lily Woodham. Not a bad cross. It was curling. And again, runners Dottir up to it on that near post.
Yeah, she was quick to get up in support, Lily Woodham. Fair play, but you could just see the way that she was just, oh, you could just see even from that clip there, she wasn't able, her body position wasn't able to get around, hence why to curl the ball back across. There's been, as you said, a couple of nice little tricks and flicks in the final third, but just that.
Viggo's Dottir with a long ball towards Evans, who's gone down here. Well, there was a elbow or an arm in the face. I mean, she's all right, but didn't get the decision. Well, I think there was the body language of John's Dottir was quite apologetic, if anything. Evans boots it forward and Kaylee Green is away. Needs supports and goes down after the challenge from Viggo's Dottir, who's not too happy about the way that Green went down.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And we've seen it. I was just about to bring it up then with Gemma Evans, actually, because there wasn't a huge amount in that challenge. And the same here. And she's lucky not to be booked for simulation, to be honest, because it's an area of the game that is creeping in a lot more, starting to follow the men's game. Now, we've seen a couple of things recently in the WSL. Red card rescinded for Ella Toon. But actually the Spurs player was then charged with trying to deceive the referee. And I'm actually pleased to see things like that coming into the game, because I think it's important to try and keep the values of the game.
Kaylee Green asking for the medical team. You can see her left leg wrapped up there in bandage.
I'm sure you could hear Gemma Granger calling back Carrie then, Carrie Jones. Just trying to listen.
You've got tremendous hearing if that is the case. Or maybe I'm just...
Oh, she was calling someone back. I'm sure it was Carrie.
Maybe my hearing's just poor. You'd expect to see Carrie Jones involved somehow, wouldn't you? I mean, I know there's only 8 minutes left, but...
Yeah, I think she'll be disappointed. You know, she started a few, scored a few of late as well.
Now, that could be the problem there for Kaylee. I think she fell awkwardly on her left thigh.
Well, they were strapping on it originally anyway, wasn't they? So that points to a possible problem. But yeah, I think with Carrie, as I said, she's started a few, she scored a few goals of late as well, but just certain elements to a game that she still needs to improve on. She is playing regularly now in WSL on loan from Man United at Leicester, which is helping her game. But still at international level, a couple of things looking after the ball, decision making at times.
She looks in some discomfort here, Kaylee Green, hobbling slightly. I think she will be replaced. No need to take risks at this stage, and there is the Scottish game to think about as well. Applauded by the Welsh fans, Kaylee Green. Well, Wales temporarily, it seems, down to 10 until they can make a change, if they make a change. Yes, they do. And here it comes, and I tell you what, this is testament to the hearing abilities of Gwennon Harris. That's like superhero hearing. I couldn't hear her say
I thought
Carrie
you were going to liken me to a dog then, to be honest.
Well, we certainly like Carrie Jones, don't we? I think we're paid-up members of her fan club almost, because I mean, some of the performances she put in for Wales in the last campaign was exceptional. Here's John's Dottir. Wales don't want to concede at this late stage. Cross from Vidad's Dottir. And a high boot. And it is a free kick.
I think it's the ball, actually, Simon. I think she blocks it really well.
It was Brynjar's Dottir who went for and had the right to go for the volley on the swivel, as it was. But
it was initially really good defending by Gemma Evans and Lily Woodham. With John Stottier in the box, they didn't dive in.
Yeah, ball in the face.
Yeah, and then when the cross came in, Rhiannon Roberts just chucking her body in the way, to be fair.
Yeah, it was brave defending. And it will be a drop ball to... Well, it will be to Iceland, because that was when the play was stopped. So whether Wales feel that Iceland should be obliged to give the ball back, it's an uncontested drop ball. That's the rules these days. Not like the old days where you'd have two players and slogging it out.
I used to love them. I mean, I wouldn't. It wasn't myself.
Showing some studs.
No, I was just waiting for the second ball.
Oh, it's come off Woodham. It is a corner. You could see Woodham's frustration. The ball to Jonsdottir. Didn't bounce favourably for the Wales defender. And Iceland have a corner here. And that clock says 85 minutes. Any goal now you feel could well be a winner. Andra Dottir, the nearest player to the corner kick taker, who is Gunnlaugsdottir. It's an in-swinger towards Jonsdottir. Contact wasn't there, and she knows it.
Well, from a Welsh perspective, that's really poor defending, because she's completely free. I'm just lucky. I think the late run from Ingle may have just taken her attention off the technique that, when you would expect someone of her quality, as I mentioned earlier on, you know, a key member of the Wolfsburg side this season. 1 goal, 2 assists in the 5 Champions League games already. You expect her technically to be doing better than that in front of goal.
Sullivan with a goal kick. And straight to Magnusdottir. Ingles giving it away. Andra Dottir. Sommers. From that left-hand side with the right foot, almost bending it in. And tackles are flying in everywhere at the moment. Frantic stuff at the end of this Pinatar Cup game. Wales just need to get on the ball somehow. And here's Kerry Holland. Good clean tackle in the end from Brynjarsdottir, and an even stronger tackle from Rhiannon Roberts. Here's Rowe. It's opening up for Wales. And Woodham will run out of room on that left flank. Time running out for this game to get his first goal.
Oh, what a tackle by Rhiannon Roberts. Again, something really like to see. Sometimes feel like that physical element of the game is lost a bit these days because of the whole simulation and the way players go down. But that was a great challenge.
Yeah, pretty uncompromising. Woodham. Try to find Carrie Jones. Yeah, next up for Wales, Scotland, who will be on a high, at least from getting their first win of this tournament against the Philippines. And Wales, Scotland are always evenly matched contests, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I think Wales actually came out in the Pinatar Cup last year. They came out on top 3-1 against Scotland, which is against the grain of what we've tended to see of late. But we have had a couple of players, big influential players, Kim Little, Jacob to retire, but they've still got some outstanding quality. Erin Cuthbert, Caroline Weir.
Did you always like facing the Scots?
I did actually, yeah. Managed to score a couple of times. I can remember going up to Scotland actually, and being greeted off the bus with some tunes of the bagpipes, which was brilliant. Loved that. But no, they're always ultra competitive games, just Celts battling it out against each other.
This game not over yet. Maisie run from Gunnlaugsdottir at left back. Wales defensively have to be up to the task here as we approach 90 minutes. Given away by Andradottir. Gunnlaugsdottir will take the throw. Roberts. Almost took out someone in the stand there, Rhiannon Roberts. Kane. Trying to find Jones. Well, the 90 is almost up. Haley Ladd's header didn't quite find Ingle. Claims of handball against Kane. Referee waves that away. Here's Zommers. Andradottir.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the rules have changed this year, Simon, but last year, if the game ended in a draw, it actually went to penalties. Wales lost to Belgium. 3-1 on penalties after drawing 0-0.
Ball back to Gary Jones, who goes down.
That was good play. You know, I mentioned about it being a bit brave, a bit strong, and areas that she needs to work on. Superb first touch away from defender Andradottir, and has bought some time for Wales because they were continuously defending there. So just clever play.
Hats off to those with the bucket hats. I'm sure the support will delight Gemma Granger. Carrie Jones just lets it run over her and passed out for a goal kick.
Yeah, and as you were saying then, just about experience, you know, to see Carrie Jones just kicking the ball back on the pitch, so that was 2 balls, just again gonna find a few extra seconds.
Oh, and O'Sullivan has committed herself, and it just goes wide from Johnsdottir, inches away from an injury time winner.
Oh wow, well that was a really simple ball that Wales should be defending better from. They should not be cut open like that. And then you've seen Laura, so she committed, then she stopped, she was in no man's land, and then she had to fully commit then at the end.
Just your answer to your question, Gwenan, if it ends at a draw, it's a point apiece. So it leaves the Pinatar Cup wide open, but this is nervy stuff for Wales in injury time. Evans with a header away. As you can see on the clock on your left-hand side, the 3 minutes of added time almost up. In it comes again in towards that penalty area towards Zommers. Well read by Ingle.
Yeah, she's used to playing at the back, played there for a number of years, and Jane Ludlow, herself and Haley Ladd, just bringing that partnership together. But yeah, here you could see Laura Sullivan hesitate then, didn't she? She came, she hesitated, and then she decided to come again. Just did enough in the end just to close the angle on Johnsdottir.
Ladd with the clearance. And that's it, no goals after an entertaining 90 minutes, and it's a point apiece for Wales and Iceland. And what that means is that the Pinatar Cup is wide open. It is still up for grabs. And next up for Wales is the test of Scotland. Iceland play the Philippines. How will Gemma Granger be feeling about not conceding, but then again not scoring?
Yeah, I think, as I said, you know, like when you look at the rankings before the game, I think you take a 0-0 against a team like this, hope to impose your style on the game. I think there were a lot of positives in terms of the chances created, but again, just frustrating. You know, Wales are misfiring in front of goal at the moment, which is something they need to work on quickly.
It's finished in game 2 of Wales's Pinatar Cup campaign. Iceland 0, Wales 0.